Hi, my name's Christopher Michaels. I teach courses in Tantra, NLP and hypnosis. Some of you might be interested in wondering about how they relate to each other. Tantra is the art of the lovers, the way of the lovers. It involves understanding how relationship works, specifically your relationship with yourself, with your senses, with pleasure, with success, because, hey, we hope that success means pleasure, and with your world. The most crucial member of the world is your lover, and through them you learn how to connect with the rest of the world. So the center of relationships is the lover, and that is the central metaphor of Tantra. And it's not just about sex. Sex is the flower of the plant of relationship. The roots of relationship are in your heart, and the branches, trunk, are the everyday connections that you make in everyday activities, sharing life. And the flower, the fruit, are the moments of intimacy. And they can be as beautiful as a dinner with friends, where you really get deeply into connecting with each other and supporting each other, or as close and important as physical intimacy with sex. Tantra uses the systems of the chakras and yoga from India, or in the case of the Tibetan versions of Tantra and Buddhist versions or Taoist versions of Tantra, they use different kinds of subjective experiences of the body in order to enliven the senses, because it recognizes that the senses are the way to the soul, not just the eyes, but every sense. And this is where that connects up with NLP. NLP presents us with the theory that all our representations of the world come through our senses, and that if you want to communicate deeply with someone, you need to understand their language. And the first stage of that is recognizing which senses they think in, which are the primary senses, and which, for any particular situation, are the leading senses that are in there. Tantra uses profound meditations that involve visualization, sound with mantra and chanting, and with feeling like yoga nidra. Some people call it vipassana in the southern parts of Buddhism in Burma and in Thailand. And so these are the three primary senses that are used in NLP, because we recognize with NLP that if you speak someone's language, you're going to have to work with what they understand to be the primary senses they think in. When teaching meditation, we start with the primary senses, understanding whether someone is more apt to learn meditation through visualizing, through mantra or making sounds, or through feeling and action. Both of those are kind of separated, because you can sit and do passive feeling, or you can do more active feeling like the Taoists use with Tai Chi and walking meditations in the Buddhist traditions of the South and the North. I talk about Buddhism in terms of South and North because there are some sectarian issues that I'm trying to avoid. Tantra also uses trance. Trance is an immersive level of focus where you're totally involved in something to the point where you forget yourself, forget time, and you are so immersed in something that it becomes wholly who you are and important to your identity. Now, lovers do this naturally. When you love something, you immerse yourself in it. You don't need to be disciplined in order to get over the ego, as some people put it. It doesn't take a war within. It is best done through love, through enjoyment and enthusiasm. When you go to the movies and it's a great movie and you identify closely with characters and you feel the action is credible within the world that's being created and you can feel a personal connection with the actors, then you begin to channel them and you lose your sense of time. You lose your sense of separation from the action, not by any action other than enjoyment, other than pleasure, releasing yourself to it. It's the same when you're with a lover. When you immerse yourself in your lover, when you immerse yourself in the sensory connection with your lover, then, and with the intimacy that you share. This can happen whether you're making breakfast together or whether you're doing the housework together, or whether you're going bushwalking together, or whether you're having sex together. It can happen over dinner with friends. It can happen watching television beside each other. There are so many different ways that you can get that immersive release. Now, hypnosis is a modern ritual that is focused on that uses an expertise based on understanding psychology and understanding the natural way that language affects us in order to achieve that immersive release into an activity, into your partner, so that you can release. Now, there can be mutual forms of trance, which is what Tantra is about, releasing to each other on equal basis. Or you can play with all kinds of different dynamics that within that world, where you play role or even you channel. When you're channeling each other, or you're channeling gods and goddesses, which is you can do without it necessarily being about intimate sex with someone, but it can be about you calling on a higher power to channel through you so that you can achieve whatever goal you want to. Now, the chakras provide a structure which allows us to examine and develop all of these abilities within ourselves, and that's what we talk about when we talk about ecstatic play. The ecstasy of playing with what you love to do in order to achieve whatever goals it is that you're aiming for. Of course, relationship and sex is important, but you can do it with work. Work can be a source of bliss as well. Anyway, I will be doing regular talks about these things, and I will be sharing my experience and knowledge over the coming months. Thank you.